Thank you all for tuning in today, and a special welcome to all the AVA dealers who have joined the stream. It's professional installers like you who made AVA such a success since we launched just 18 months ago. We created AVA to make premium and sexy products for businesses like yours and the customers you serve. At AVA, we obsess over details that most manufacturers don't give enough attention. The way a product feels, the materials it uses, the build quality it has, the intuitiveness of the software. These are things that define what your customers think of your work, so it matters to us. Today, we're going to show AVA's next game-changing product. But before we get into that, let's hear from Ashley, our head of customer success, what people think about AVA.
Thanks, Roth, and thanks to all my AVA pros who are watching. Great products need to be backed up by a team that you can count on. I run the organization at AVA that provides you with how-to videos, explains the use cases, and writes up online solutions. And when you need help, answers the chat or call. One of the things I love most about running the team that supports AVA's dealers is that I get to hear about what AVA can improve on and what we're doing right. AVA pros love how easy it is to get in touch with us, how fast we are to fix a problem, and that you can actually get to know our team. In my 15 years of working in custom install, I've seen how much independent businesses in this industry value relationships and trust. You don't always get that from larger companies, and you can count on us to keep it that way. All right, Roth, let's get this party started.
Thanks, Ashley. Now, let's talk about innovation. At AVA, we think a lot about how to perfect common devices and turn them into something extraordinary. Then we go to work and make our ideas a reality. This is our passion. Lots of pros were blown away by our first handheld remote control, the AVA Home Remote, when they found out that you could show live video on it or answer a smart door camera from it, or that it works with so many smart home systems by using Android apps, or that it stayed connected to Wi-Fi perfectly while having a battery that lasted for days off the charger. The AVA Home Remote could do this only because we built this first pure touch remote using the latest technologies available in tablets and mobile phones. And today, we're doing it again. For several months, we have been coordinating across 3 continents. Specialist team members have all invested countless hours and their full heart into this project. Now, after a lot of sleepless nights, we're ready to show you a breakthrough device that we think is going to redefine how people think about remote controls. We call it AVA Cinema Remote.
Wow, AVA Cinema Remote marks a special moment in our industry. There has never been a remote control like it. It's designed by one of the few teams in the world that can imagine and then achieve groundbreaking handheld control devices. Like previous AVA products, Cinema Remote combines luxury materials and sleek industrial design with exceptional quality and durability. Cinema Remote is built around a highly innovative button interface that we call Dynamic Keypad. Its three-dimensional glass helps your thumb know where it is on the keypad, allowing you to navigate TV without looking down. Its precision mechanics give you real button haptics that have the same sense of quality closing a luxury car door. And as its name implies, it's dynamic. When you change media sources, it updates its backlit button labels to fit whatever you are currently navigating. So the dynamic keypad can always provide any button you need without showing you buttons that are irrelevant, say like a eject button on a Roku. The dynamic keypad is so novel and extraordinary that AVA has filed to patent its design and use. But that's not where the innovation ends for a Cinema Remote. Inside the sleek unibody shell and behind its edge-to-edge screen is a powerful 8-core processor, so it's built for speed. We work directly with leading silicon manufacturers for that, and to ensure that the Cinema Remote has unsurpassed battery and Wi-Fi performance. It always stays connected even when you're roaming from one access point to another, and it holds a charge for days when resting off its base. For infrared control, Cinema Remote performs. We engineered it to have the best infrared emitter ever seen in a handheld remote. On its underside is a powerful multi-directional array of 3 high-performance infrared LEDs, so the signal doesn't come from a single tiny point, but uses a broad field for maximum coverage. Like AVA Home Remote, Cinema Remote is an Android device that can run apps from the Google Play Store. But when you combine a powerful processor and a dynamic keypad, there's room for even more innovation in software. Here's Michael to tell you about it.
Thanks, Ted. Software is what brings to life an amazing device like the AVA Cinema Remote. With Cinema Remote, we wanted to do so much more than just running apps. I'm excited to introduce you to AVA OS. AVA OS is a new platform for audio, video, and home automation. With AVA OS, you now have a way to give your clients easy control of their home theaters and other systems. The entire automation platform runs on the Cinema Remote. There is no need for any external processor or controller. AvaOS does the job of turning on the right components in a proper order, coordinating all of the connections, and so on. And unlike many of the platforms in our industry, AvaOS gives installers intuitive, modern setup tools, so you and your team spend way less time configuring a system. To be clear, there is no software programming or coding knowledge required. As soon as you start adding one of the tens of thousands of devices already supported, AvaOS automatically creates the backend logic and the configuration and builds a UI that is ready to use. Of course, you still have complete control to fine-tune logic and customize the user interface through an easy configuration tool. Let me show you how that works. Flows are what AvaOS uses to run automation sequences. Let's look at the flow that was automatically generated when I added my Apple TV. Whenever I press the Apple TV icon on the home screen of my remote, it starts this flow. Now let's say that I want to modify it to change which input on the AVR has the Apple TV connected. With just a couple of simple clicks, I can modify it. Flows also launch apps. For example, I want to use the Sonos app to play some music. But whenever I launch Sonos, I want to make sure the AVR switches to input 6. So I add one additional step to the Sonos flow. I choose input 6 here, add it, and I'm done. It's that fast to set this up. And the result that you create for your client is an experience that is so much simpler to use and looks way better than any of the other current solutions. With flows, AvaOS gives you a fast way to automate systems that your customers will love. Now, let's modify some of the UI according to my personal preferences. I really like to have language and subtitle selections on the first screen. With just 2 clicks, my custom interface is built, And now I move it up to make it the first slide to appear on the remote. Done. As simple as that. Doesn't that look pretty? And I didn't even need a designer's help for that. That's AvaOS, a complete automation platform running on a handheld device. I hope you love it as much as we do. With that, back to you, Ted.
Cinema Remote and AvaOS are a groundbreaking combination. They open new opportunities for your installation business. But we want to make sure that you can use Cinema Remote in all kinds of systems, from small and simple to large and sophisticated. For that, we have one more thing for you, AVA Nanobrain. We call it Nanobrain because it's a full processor that runs AvaOS in a compact nano-sized device. It gives you a way to run AvaOS on an always-on processor, making it possible to keep multiple AVA remotes in sync with each other. If you turn on the TV with one Cinema remote, other remotes will already know what that TV is doing, so it works naturally for your client. You power it by connecting a PoE or AC adapter to one of its 3 USB-C ports. The second big benefit of Nanobrain is that you can use it for control of hidden devices, whether tucked behind a screen or in an equipment rack. Like the Cinema remote, one of the Nanobrain's superpowers is infrared. Its 360-degree design blasts IR signals for amazingly reliable control. And in addition to this built-in IR blaster, it's also designed to host multiple external IR emitters. You're going to love the AVA Flat IR emitter. We designed it to fix the problem of cheap, bulky emitters that inevitably fall off. Its tiny LED and super flat cables are lightweight and have end-to-end adhesive to keep it perfectly in place. Just remove the perforated backing wherever you need to apply it. Then affix it to be as discreet as possible. As a result, the flat IR emitter becomes nearly invisible. The Nanobrain adds another type of control to the lineup, HDMI CEC. Now, CEC is often turned off by pros, and rightfully so. It's always hard to keep it under control with other systems. But Nanobrain changes this, letting you use the full power of this important two-way protocol with AvaOS. Through CEC, Nanobrain gives AvaOS the power to note the status of each device in an HDMI chain and ensure that the inputs are all properly switched. So with Nanobrain, you can have multiple AVA remotes, each able to control any device from any room in the house. You can extend IR control to out-of-sight places, and you get control with more standards like CEC. And of course, when you have multiple brains in a home, you can use multi-brain. Brains can send commands to each other. For example, when it's time for bed, you can have a flow in AvaOS that turns off every TV in the house. That's Nanobrain, an always-on processor for AvaOS that lets you build sophisticated systems for AVA Cinema Remote. Back to you, Ralph.
We cannot wait to see what you're going to build with these 3 amazing innovations: AVA Cinema Remote, AvaOS, and AVA Nanobrain. With the revolutionary dynamic keypad, Cinema Remote sets new standards in design and usability for remote control. AvaOS brings you full home control operating system so you can make devices work together, create custom user interfaces, and it runs on Cinema Remote without the need of any external processor or controller. And finally, AVA Nanobrain is a nano-sized processor that extends the control reach of AvaOS and lets your customer use multiple remote controls in a single system. This new lineup is offered to homeowners exclusively through authorized custom installers. You can sign up at ava.com. We look forward to meeting you this week at our booth at CEDIA Expo. Thank you very much for watching.